I gotta ride or die.
Yo, what's going on YouTube? Just joking, welcome back to my channel for another GTA 5 video, and in today's video we're going to be customising the Karin Futo GTX, which was released with the TUNERS DLC. And as you can see, Rockstar have done an amazing job of actually making this new Karin Futo GTX look like the Toyota AE86, man. They've done an amazing job of this. And even though the original Futo actually looks very similar to this, they've made some subtle changes to the original Futo to make it look that much more special. So as always, we're going to start with the armour, grab 100% body armour, then we're going to go to the brakes and get the race brakes. For the chassis, we've got the intercooler option, which we can't see at the moment. Well, we can see them, but just not very clearly. So we've got the Monster, the intercooler with a sprayer, the intercooler with the twin fans, and then we've got a stock one. We'll get the Monster intercooler. Then we've got the doors. So this just gives us wind deflectors, which look really weird in GTA for some reason. They don't look right at all. So I'm going to skip past those. We've got the fog lights as well, so they come down at the bottom, which is cool. We've got the rally ones that come up onto the grille, and then different variations of those. So there's some nice options there. Then it brings us on to the roll cage. Hopefully we can get a half cage, which we can. Love a half cage. All these full cages just look weird to me. I'm not a fan of them at all. So yeah, as long as there's a half cage, I'm happy. So we're going to go with the street half cage for that one. Then we've got the engine options. Standard with all these brand new vehicles, we've got the engine block, cam covers, strut brace, air filter options that we can change. And as you can see, we do get a decent amount of options for the engine covers. Then we've got the cam, again another decent amount of options. We'll get ones with the red pulleys. Strut brace, again, you must have seen these 1,000 times. Let's go with the stick-on one for that. Then the air filters start at the bottom. As you can see, the air filters are changing there on the left hand side of the engine. We'll go with the large mesh. Then we engine tunes. You obviously want to go and get the level 4 engine upgrade. Then we've got the exhaust option. Loads of options for the exhaust. We've got the chrome tip, the titanium, the big heart, the V blast, the angled blast, slash blast, the V Shakatan, and then the ultra Shakatan. Zigzag Shakatan. Oh my days, that is crazy. That is mental. And then we get Shakatan Superstar exhaust. Oh my word, what is going on? Then we've got the same with the heart. That is mental. There's some crazy options for exhaust on this car, man. And if it wasn't the slashed one, it would be this big bore. So I think I'm going to go with a slashed one, be a little bit different with this build. Then we're going to go to the fenders. So we've got the retro wide body. Yeah, I don't look all that bad. I think we get something similar on the old school Futo as well. And then we get the secondary colour of that, and then the carbon version of that. So then we've got the headlights. As you can see, these are pop-up headlights, but the way they sit when the engine's off or when the lights are off, obviously they're fully closed. So we're going to get left eye sleepy, right eye sleepy. You get the gist. Then we've got both of them being sleepy. Same sort of thing as what we get with the ZR350. Then we get the hood option. Doesn't look like there's any hood pin options for this one, which is strange. So we get the secondary hood, then the carbon hood, then the lifted hood. And then we've got the secondary and the carbon version of that. So I'm just going to say the first one. I'm not going to bother saying secondary lifted and then carbon lifted. You know, I'm just going to go through. So we've got lifted, then we've got vented, then we've got street, then we've got performance, and then we've got race, and then we've got transparent. Anymore? That is it. Transparent one actually looks pretty cool. I'm actually really digging the way these transparent ones look. So then we go into the lights and we get headlights and neon kits like we do with all the other cars, but I'm going to skip that option on this build. Then we've got the liveries, so we've got the classic decals. Then we've got Delivery Boy, can't really see that. It looks like it's going to be something from Initial D. Boro Futo, Drift Missile, Legendary Racer, Karin Rally, Scandinavian Flick, Team Atomic. But for this build, I think I'm going to go something a little bit different to what I always go with. Then we do get an option for plates. Hopefully we can remove the front plate. Plate holder, we can just change the location. We can't get rid of it altogether though, unfortunately. But I think having it there is better than having it centered, so I'm going to go with a crossed out L offside plate. Then it brings us down to the Respray primary colour. Like I said before, with this sort of livery, you need a matte colour, because with the gloss or the metallic, it gives off that shine and it kind of ruins the effect of it being beaten up. I think I'm going to go with the light grey for this primary colour, and then for the secondary colour also I want to go into the matte and go light grey. Yeah, let's go light grey with that as well. So then we get a roof option, so just for roof scoops. and then we've got a roof box, and then we've got a roof rack with tyres. That's pretty cool. It being a drift vehicle, I think that suits it, having the tyres on the top, packing rubber, like the name. Pretty awesome. Let's go with that. So then we get side panel options. So then we get the secondary bumper strip and then the primary, but obviously my primary and secondary are the same, so that doesn't change. I think maybe leaving it black actually looks okay. Yeah, I don't think we need to change that, so I'm going to say stock for that. Then we've got side skirts, primary extender, secondary, and then the carbon. Then we've got a spoiler option. So we've got the low lip, the high lip, the street wing, the circuit wing, the tuner wing, the track wing, the drift wing, the street SPL, the race wing, the endurance wing, the extreme downforce, and the autobahn, the GT wing, the time attack, the loop battle, circuit master, and that is it. Loads of wings for this, man. The race wing is actually crying out to be put on this car. I think that looks awesome, to be honest. I'm not a massive fan of big wings usually, but I think in this instance, I think that actually looks really good. The placement of it and the way the brackets sit on the back of the car looks really good. Then we've got a Sunstrip option. We got the primary and the secondary, both exactly the same. Let's go with the primary. Then we've got the suspension, competition suspension. Is it going to slam it with loads of camber? Not really. I'm actually quite impressed with the way that looks. Yeah, man, competition suspension it is. Transmission, we're going to get a race transmission and a turbo tuner. The wheels I've already changed. The windows, we're going to get a light smoke. Then we get a window spoiler. So they look alright, I suppose, but I think it looks better with none, so we're going to stay none. Then we've got bumpers. So why are the bumpers right at the bottom? That's so weird. Alright, then we've got bumper options. Bumpers, front bumper. Here we go. So we've got extended ones, and we've got ones with splitters. Race bumper, wide body street, wide body race, wide body attack, and that is it for those. I don't hate the wide body attack, I think they're pretty decent, so I'm going to go with that. For the rear bumper, we only get two options for this, so we've got the street bumper and then the drift bumper. Then we've got bumper accessories. Oh, okay, so they're basically just tail eyes at the back, which are, you know, that's a nice addition. We'll go with a subway. But now since we've changed the front bumper to the wide body, you can see it now hangs over. So I'm going to go back to the fenders and change it to the retro wide body. So after changing the fenders, that is it, my dude. So as you can see, we have now fully customised the brand new Karin Futo GTX. And I think this looks awesome. As you can see, it is raining, so the lights have come up as soon as we've come out. I love the way this sits as well. The way we've got the tyres on the top. So let's take it for a little drive and see what we think. So straight off the bat, it is very slidey. So this has obviously been put into the game for drifting purposes. And I do like the fact that that tow eye is swinging as well, and it's not like some sort of, you know, static item that's just been popped onto the car. Whoa, yeah. This is really slidey, man. But acceleration wise, it feels okay. Let's quickly see if we can get to 100 real quick. Yeah, we can. So it does get to 100. Not the fastest in the game by any means, or even in this DLC. Traction is pretty lousy, but like I said, I think this has definitely just been put into the game to be some sort of drift car. The traction isn't that great, and the torque must be so high on this car that it's just spinning the wheels rather than, you know, letting you take that corner the way you should in any other normal car. So now guys, this car is pretty awesome. It's very different to have something like this in the game, so I thought I'd customise it, you know, for it to look a little bit different to the way I usually customise my vehicles. I thought I'd go for like a beaten up drift car, you know what I mean? So it definitely stands up to that. Put them tyres on the top because obviously drifters burning through them tyres, and it definitely drives like a drift car as well. So acceleration, there's a lot of wheel spin. It does take a while to gain traction. It can spin around the corners or drift around the corners if you would like it to, but then on the flip side it does seem like it can be controlled quite nicely. So if you do want to take it around that bend at decent speed, it can hold that corner quite nicely. Not the best obviously, it does have a tendency to sort of like want to kick out, but it is very controllable. So I am quite impressed with that. They've released a car in the game to be a drift car, but then it can be controlled around them bends as well. The way it looks from standard, I'm overly impressed with. I think it looks awesome. I think it looks really awesome after all the different customizations you can do to it. Obviously you can make it look a lot cleaner than what I have, but even what I've done, I think it looks cool and it looks different. This is definitely a very unique vehicle. I do like it. 1.6 mil, not a bad price to be honest. And for what it is, I don't think it's going to be the fastest in its category, but for what it is, I think it's, it's definitely a thumbs up from me. So in my personal opinion, I'm going to rate this a 7.5 out of 10. But it is all just my opinion. Let me know what you think down in the comments down below. And that is going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys did enjoy this one. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't already, want to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this. And until next time, I'm out. Adios.